So this is the only place that's kind of separated. This whole side's looking a little separated. Even a little bit up here. Here's the spot. And I don't have clamps and I don't have the things, so I'm honestly just gonna, okay, this is awful, but I'm honestly just going to get her painted, get it, the sun is in my eyes, get it painted and get it moved in. And then maybe this winter I will try to adjust that when I have time. You guys, we're running out of time. We're running out of time. We got so much to do this week. The goal is to get the deck upstairs done and water brought in. The rest of my little electricity lines run inside. And I think that's it for this week. Finish prepping for the barn here and there throughout the week so that next week we can get started on the piers and such. I don't think we have any rain this week, so I don't think I have to worry about the concrete. Welcome, guys. If you're new, I'm Heather, and this is 'Cause We Can Farms, and this is a week in the life of just getting this homestead done to a living point. This was kind of a frivolous thing for me to do this time of season, but there's this thing about quality of life, and I've had this dresser now since 2013, and I've done nothing with it, and I've always just loved it. So getting this done just kind of makes my heart happy. Probably should have waited, but I'm looking at things as, okay, the weather's good, I can paint, I can do this outside, so I'm not creating a giant mess inside the tiny house and making life just absolutely harder. This is going to give me the storage that I need for things that have just been floating around the house, getting in the way. And, you know, hair, makeup, you know, I have a mirror above it so that I can actually maybe do my hair and makeup. You know, just a place for things. And that's what I'm finding in the tiny house. You absolutely have a place for absolutely everything that you own. Ooh, there's 5. There's another one over here. The boys are here. The boys are back. The boys are back in town. You guys are tall. You stuck in the cage? Are you guys the one that's messing with my cages? Yeah, let yourself out. Put yourself back in. Those are 2 smart ones right there. Whoop, whoop. Settle down there, crazy. It's like you almost got me. You've been left. All right, well, he's like right there. We're going to go empty water over at my son's place. It's the end of the day. I had a big day in a doctor's appointment in Spokane, and they did a bone density test where they basically scan you and they tell you how much muscle you have and how much bone you have, how much fat you have. So my doctor will have all that on my next appointment with her, but which I'm not actually sure when that is. I don't know. Anyway, so that pretty much blew all of today. Got that little bit of that sanded. Gonna work on the dresser drawers. I need to put down a tarp so that I can start painting on it. I'm just gonna quickly get this painted so we can get it put in and we can start using it and get things in a place. Like, that's the key. I've got so much stuff that has to be in there because it's a construction site and that doesn't have a spot yet. So getting this smaller wood stove in is gonna actually answer a problem. I need more pantry storage, so I'll be able to put another really tall pantry next to the stove. And then obviously a cabinet underneath the stove and it will, I feel like I hear him. Yep, there he is. Poor guy, he's like, I can't. Ooh, good job there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go dump off this water and then, I don't know, putter around a little bit for the evening and then be done.
I learned that turkeys don't like it when you use fake turkey calls on them to lure them to you.
No, they don't like it. Doing a hard suck. It's not like, it's like squeezed on there, but it's not getting any kind of milk out. So this was the hand pump that I bought so that Liam could help me milk. But so far I don't
see anything.
I don't think it's gonna work. It's not draining any milk at all. It's definitely on there. So I have to say this is a big giant fail. And that's not gonna work. So, and get to work.
Hi.
Poor guy fell again, 2 times. Hit a rock, got him all cleaned up, took off running to get some stuff, and fell again. It's hard living in the country. Good morning, turkeys. You're back? You brought another friend? You're up to 5 now. Listen, I can't afford you. Oh, the duckies stayed out last night. Sorry, babies. Hope everybody's okay. I got 40 ounces of milk out of today's milking. So I am going to separate my cream from my goat's milk this morning, and this is my new cream separator. Where did it go? Right there. I got it from Viver. I've purchased things from them before, and I've been really pleased with what I've gotten, and they've definitely been a sponsor of this channel. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own money. And I wanted to show you, people say you have to use a cream separator with goat's milk because it won't separate on its own, and that's kind of the truth. So you can't really see it, but there's a cream line right here. So this up here is all cream, and so if you didn't want to buy a cream separator, and I don't know how many days this is sat, but this cream line is right there. I think you can see it in that one. But when it sits too long, it changes color and it kind of sours. So you could sour cream that. But I'm wanting to make butter and not soured butter. So this one will probably end up going to the pigs. Maybe this one. The thing with having a cream separator is, 1, I've always wanted one, so I'm very excited about it. But 2, you need to send the milk through the separator warm, so 100 degrees. So I've kind of been holding on to all of this milk for the week, and I'm gonna start marking it better so I know exactly how many days that I have till I have to use the cream separator, because it's a lot of cleaning involved of it, and we're gonna see if it's worth it with my particular goats in the season of lactation that they're in right now. So that definitely makes a difference. The breed type that you have, all of those things. Apparently my goats should be about 5% milk fat in their milk, and not all of these jars are full, so I don't have a perfect amount of gallons. Let me figure it out here. So I would say that I've gotten about 3 gallons of milk out of these 2 does during this season of their lactation. The one is a first freshener. She's giving us about a little over a quart a day. It's not a lot, but she's had so many changes, moving farms, new owners, separation of her baby, all of those things, so that's pretty normal. She'll definitely produce more next year. And Delilah was giving us a gallon of milk a day. She's giving us about, well, we're getting 1 full quart from her, and then we're baby sharing. So I'm gonna say we're probably at 3/4 of a gallon of milk from her. So once we pull the baby at the end of this month, we'll hopefully continue to get that amount. So we'll get more fat. Now, this machine costs $117. Arm's getting tired. And can't remember what shipping was on it. So shipping is going to be different everywhere you go anyway. But the initial cost was $117. Basically, I need to make 37 pounds of butter for it to pay for itself. And then it's a free product at that point. So that's what we're going to do today. Right now I'm heating up the water. So you run water through it first. I'll have to heat up all of my milk to 100 degrees. So I'm going to start doing that very slowly. Check all the milk, make sure it's good. Then I run the water through, and then I start running the milk through. And at that point, it should just separate it all. So running the hot water through warms up the machine. And so you don't have that warm milk, cold metal situation, which will affect the separation of the fat from the milk. Thought that was super interesting. Did not know that. Have not had to disassemble this thing. I have seen that it's a big deal. A lot of people don't think it's worth it with goats, but if you're trying to be self-sufficient and you have goats as your dairy animal, you're going to want to make your own butter. You're going to want to make your own heavy cream, that kind of stuff. You have to have one of these. And this is a very cost-effective way to do it. So far, the reviews have been really good on it, which is why I decided to go ahead and purchase it. Next year, with the 4 goats and the 1 sheep, which I don't think I'm going to separate the sheep's milk, we should be getting quite a bit, so it will definitely pay for it, and I will be efficient in it by then, and we'll be able to make all of our own butter and all of our own things. Okay, so I have about 2 gallons, I think, in here, and then this is what I need to, this is today's stuff. Put the lids back on them to keep, hopefully, the dust out of it. But that's, I don't know, maybe almost 2 more gallons, so I scraped all the jars as best that I can. Here's these all over here. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 2 gallons. 2 gallons of milk. And you want to heat this up very slowly and get it to 100 degrees. So we will see you back when that's done. Just waiting for that to boil. And then we will start warming up the machine. I'm super curious and really excited. You know, now that I have a mirror in my house, you would think that I wouldn't always look like this, but it's in my morning routine. I just crawl out of bed, throw my hair up, and try to get the morning chores done. Today we're actually working on the deck upstairs and the waterproofing of the shipping container. That's what we're going to be working on all week. We are going to try to get the piers poured this week so that they can sit and do the things that they need to do. So we'll be ready to build hopefully next week. We also need to get the wood miser up and going. I'm having some hydraulic issues. Oh, now I'm looking at my solar panels. I definitely need to dust them. It's very dusty out there. It's really pretty awful. But we have rain on Saturday, and it's going to be, Saturday and Sunday is going to be in the 60s all day. So we are definitely in fall. The weather's beautiful. It's in the 70s all the rest of this week. I think today's in the 80s. This is Wednesday, the 20th. That's when we're filming for the week. I guess we're doing Wednesday to Wednesday for this video. I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, continuing to support the channel, even with all of our changes and how we're doing things differently and that kind of stuff. Those of you that are continuing to watch, I appreciate you following the journey. And our members, you are priceless. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We should hopefully have the shipping container inside done this winter completely. And then we're finishing up this season the deck and the first stage of the goat barn. Next year we'll be building a goat parlor, we'll be doing the lower deck, we'll be doing the outside siding, and the shop is in plans. If my health continues to stay the way that it is and that it's progressing, I feel like I'm getting better and better, which is this clean eating and back to raw milk, I think is making a huge difference. I did not know this. Hold on, my arm hurts. I need a break. I'm popping you guys. So I did not know this, but many years ago, the Mayo Clinic did a study on raw milk and childhood diseases, and they cured like I think it was 100%. Every child that went through the study was cured of their childhood diseases. And I'm not sure if it was just children or not, but raw milk is powerful. I understand that they can't do it for the masses. It doesn't sit on the shelf for super long amounts of time like the processed milk does, but keeping that A2 protein in your body, which our bodies can digest, definitely makes a difference. So if you're having milk allergies or you're having chronic illness, especially the arthritis, I would say find a dairy near you that's selling raw milk and give it a try, because I feel like it's definitely helping with me. And it would need to be an A2 cow or goat's milk. So I definitely am sensitive to cow's milk, not the A2. I can drink that and have no problems. So if I do ever move into a cow, it would have to be a miniature, and a miniature that is A2 proteins. It seems like a lot that we have to watch these things, but what we're really doing is just going back to what it used to be. We're getting rid of the things that are causing us these health problems. You guys, my arm, for real. So I'm slowly heating up this milk, and that's the key, very slow. This is on low, and I'm gonna stir, and I need to bring it up to 100 degrees. Okay, this falls for the self-sufficiency and having that desire in my life to be self-sufficient. There's definitely a lot to doing this. Maybe it's just a little bit extra when you can go to the grocery store and buy butter. And I don't really have an allergic reaction to butter, but being able to take my own abundance of milk and making butter, or the things that I want to make with heavy cream, which really, let's be honest, is ice cream, really does, again, make my heart happy. And you know, you want to give the gifts of the animal to the most of their ability. Okay, something's wrong. It's not actually separating the fat. I probably have to adjust that lever inside, and I don't know how to do that. So now I gotta go look it up. So there'll be a take two in just a second. Disaster. It's just pouring out everywhere. Yeah, that created a complete mess. I do think that there is a learning curve on this, and once you have the learning curve and, you know, the kitchen is finished in the tiny house, this won't actually be that big of a deal. It really wasn't, and I enjoyed it. I did run the milk through quite a few times. Okay, that took 26 minutes, and I think we did 5 gallons. Yes. No. I don't know. I don't know how many gallons now. I'll have to count all my jars. But I did save a half a gallon of skimmed milk. Just, you know, I can add that to my protein shakes, and I don't know, keep the fat down a little bit. I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. It should be less calories in those. I do drink those twice a day, but I really want to make butter. So this is how much cream we got off of that. Heavy cream. It is about a little over half of a quart. So it's still dripping. We'll let it finish dripping. I actually have one of those online doctor's appointments. So I am going to let you guys go because I'm late for it. Luckily, it's just a group class on weight loss management. So I can tell if I did skimmed milk this morning. Now I've got to wash all of that, and I've heard that that is actually kind of a pain in the rear. So when I get back from my doctor's appointment, I'll show you guys that process. So all the little silver parts are the creamery, the cream separator. This is obviously for the milker thing. Yes, there was a lot of disassembling, but it was not a big deal to wash. I just got to set it there to dry, air dry. Not a big deal. I do think it's worth it. Like I said, when we're getting 4 gallons a day next week, we'll definitely be filling that up. I need to mark my container, my jar here. So we got this much heavy cream, and that's a 5-gallon bucket. It's a little less than half full of the skim milk, and we'll be taking that down to the pigs here momentarily. I think I've got everything cleaned up. I'm heating up more water. That does go through a lot of water for us, since, you know, we haul our own water and we heat it up on the stove, and then we fill the tub to wash. But again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's something that a lot of people kind of complain about. There's a lot of washing, but to me it didn't seem like, I was expecting it to be worse. So if you're someone who doesn't take things apart and wash them, or I don't know, I feel like the milking machine can kind of be a little bit more tedious because you have all the little tubes and stuff, where this was not a big deal. It just pull everything apart, wash it, and set it up. Now putting it back together may be a whole nother story. So would I buy it again? Yes. Will I use it again? Yes. I definitely am going to have it be one of the things that I can access on a regular basis and use to be able to separate the cream. We are picking up pigs, so we'll have a whole bunch of stuff for the skim milk, but there's also other things you can make with the skimmed milk. I did keep a half a gallon in the fridge to mix with my protein shake this afternoon. So yeah, we're gonna go feed the pigs. Look who's happy to see us. Hi. I heard you say hi.
Hi.
What got thrown in there, bread?
Yeah.
Ah. Did you throw away your faux macaroni and cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, that could have gone in here. Could have gone in here. Hi, piggies.
We want to throw a chicken in there.
Don't you dare throw a chicken in there. They'll eat them. They'll eat it. Oh no, that one's belly looks a little more saggy. She may be really pregnant. You see? Yeah. She's definitely got saggier teats now. And I kind of thought it was because we gave them milk that one time, but I don't think so. I think they're both pregnant. You here with your little chicken friend? Because, I mean, now, like, you can see that she has teats just from standing out here, which you couldn't before.
Yeah.
So that shows the belly's getting bigger. They may actually be pregnant. Of course they are, because I just bought Kuni Kun pigs. It's funny. Isn't that how that works? Okay, so apparently things I've learned off of shorts. If you call your cat in cat language, you're supposed to say it ma-ah, ma-ah, and they're supposed to, that means come ma-ah, ma-ah. She's like, I don't know what you weirdos are doing. Ma-ah, ma-ah. Dog, it worked on Justin. Ma-ah.
Oh, the new cat coming. Do it.
Oh, look at it. Worked on our scary cat. You liked it though, huh? You were like, I'll do it. I'll show up, Mom. I speak cat, and I'll come when you tell me to, unless you say the word, come here, and then I won't come. Then I'll hide, and I'll be scared. Sir, you need a pedicure. Those Elviras are out of control. So last season, I ended up putting a bunch of tarps up here because there was leaking. And it's not because I screwed anything in directly. It's because when the rain falls onto the container, it runs into the tiny house, the upstairs area. And then it falls into the creases and drains into the house. So adding this membrane and this deck on top is going to solve that issue. It's the waterproofing issue of the shipping container that I've really been kind of racking my brain on how am I going to fix this problem. And I think this is really going to work. Okay, we're on break. The goal for today was to get that top area cleaned up. I still have to sweep. But to be honest with y'all, I got up from a nap and I started doing that. And then I had to go to the outhouse and tinkle. TMI. Anyway, so break happened because I'm down here now and I'm going to take a minute. And then Kira is burning our 2x8s. Those are untreated, so this is how we treat them. And I want to get those up there today because we're going to get covered in black soot, and then we can take our showers and we can recycle these clothes before we start working tomorrow. So we have very small little sections of this that we're going to try to do every day, but we really need to get it done by Friday. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be getting all these set up and attached to the container. This is the difficult part of this. So this system that I have usually goes under a deck. So your deck's already done, your blocking's already in, and you're attaching it up into the underneath your blocking and all of that. And so because I'm putting the joist in and then we're putting the rubber down into that, it'll be a little bit of a challenge. So we're going to have to put the plastic in, then put our blocking in. And our blocking is actually going to be short blocking. It's not going to be 2x8s. And, but it's also going to be hurricane tied to the shipping container. And then we come back with our decking on top, which are 2x4x8s, which we will burn, yet again burn. And that should do it. We will have to come back in with the finishing material around the end of the decks to make it look nicer, but that should do it. We are also taking down, I'm tired, but then it looks like I have a double chin. How about if we do this? We are taking down the pass-through, completely taking that down. And we're gonna, I wanted to get the RV sold this year, but I don't think it's going to. I think we're gonna get it ready for spring and get it sold in spring. I think we missed the window to get it sold this year. But that just gives me a little bit more time to clean it up and get it all ready and cute. And then we can sell it for think I'll list it for like $8,000 in the spring. So we're going to pull that down. That's going to be a little bit more work. But if we can get these 2x8s put up there, the center section is not in the way of moving forward progress on the actual deck part. Once we're putting the decking on, it'll have to be moved. It'll completely be in the way then. So we'll be pulling all of that down. And of course there's stuff in there, which means pull the sides down and then take the stuff out, because it's too difficult to pull that stuff all the way through. So right now we're just taking. Okay, so in the middle of all of the chaos, I am going to go ahead and paint this dresser. I personally like painted dressers, but I also really like these old dressers completely refinished to look beautiful and new. This one would need a whole lot of work, and I am using it as a statement piece inside my tiny house. I've kind of kept the walls and the furniture and stuff very bland in a gray and white palette, and some black here and there. So this brings in my pop of color, and I just love how it ended up finishing up. But I think about things whenever I'm painting stuff like this, like we have all these animals, we have all these critters, what's not going to show dirt? There is definitely a dust season up here when my dirt turns into moon dust. Now eventually I'll have grass and that won't be a big deal, won't be an issue, but right now it's just absolutely miserable because we're so dried out and I just have moon dust everywhere. So this was a last minute decision to paint the base black, and I don't regret it. I absolutely love it. And this was just a black that I had that I've been using throughout the house, and nothing actually special about it. This turquoise that I got, this is my pop of color that I'm using throughout the entire house while decorating. And I love it. Now, I grew up in Arizona. This was a very popular color there with the turquoise and in jewelry and everything else. And so it definitely makes my heart happy and moves me to have that kind of Arizona style decoration. And that is what I was going for. So this is just dry brushing this paint on, making it look very splotchy, kind of wanting to keep that old piece of furniture look to it. And I do think that it was successful. I kind of figured that if I really hated this, which I didn't think that I would, but if I really hated it, I could just paint it over solid. Kira is Yoshugi Bonning, I think is exactly how it's pronounced, the lumber to waterproof it. So if you don't know about this, we do a lot of it here because I mill my own lumber. But if you have never seen this done, this actually petrifies the wood so that it is treated lumber and will last, 1,000 years, 100 years, I don't know, longer than me. And these are our joists that will be up top of the shipping container holding the deck up. So I shouldn't have any issues with them. We did, it was the best price that I could get. We did purchase this lumber to get the unseasoned lumber. So this desk has sat in a storage shed, and so it's been in the cold and hot temperature, which has caused it to cause some damage to the dresser, but it's not going to affect the use of it. And I just like rustic. I like very rustic pieces that are imperfect and that look pretty, and this definitely fits that bill. Last minute decision. I was going to paint this black, but I have this stain, and it's for kind of all my windowsills and some of my wood accents in the tiny house, and I last minute decided I'm going to stain the top of this. And I think it turned out beautiful. I love it. I do still need to polyurethane it, but there's one more thing that I think I'm going to do to the front of the dresser before I do that polyurethaning. But for now, getting this done, getting this put in has made a big difference already. And we still haven't even filled it up. But I just went through and touched up, painted the edges here. And you guys can hear banging of the cats in the background while I'm doing my voiceover this morning. It's time for party cats. But just, this didn't have to look good. It just was if you open the drawer and wanted to fix that so that you didn't see the brown. Decided to come back and put a second coat of stain on. I did let this soak in because the wood was just very, very dry. And so I put a really thick coat on there. I wanted it really dark, and I like how it turned out. Look at that, so beautiful. So you can still see there's a big giant crack on there. That's okay. To me, it makes it look rustic and I like it. I wouldn't do it on purpose, but since it's there, we're just gonna leave it. On to the drawers. So I made the decision to just sand instead of stripping this all down because, again, I was just trying to quickly get this done. This was a one-day project, and this is an old dresser, and so even the polyurethane was kind of worn off. That's basically what I'm sanding through, is the poly. I wanted the pop of the old kind of stain color to come through from the dry brushing. So just a quick sand. I think I'm using 80 grit here. In fact, yes, I am using 80 grit sandpaper on this. Scuff it up, get as much of that off as I could. It has this little edge on the dresser, the drawers, that was kind of a pain to get sanded, but again, I was not looking for perfection. I was just, bam, trying to get this job done. That's actually what I've been focusing on here lately, is what couple of things can I get done along with my big project. And we're still working on the shipping container, and hopefully over Friday and Saturday, so that'll be in Monday's video, we'll be able to have the deck done, and we'll beat some rain. I don't know, it keeps coming and going on the radar of we're gonna get rain, we're not gonna get rain. So we'll see if we beat it. I just pulled all those tarps down, so I really hope that I do, because I don't want to have to deal with leaking in the shipping container. So I had gotten pretty much all of these done, and actually later in the evening it said, hey, you're gonna get rain in the middle of the night. So we ended up pulling this inside before I finished the last drawer, but we'll get to it. This one drawer has different screws back here, so I have to change out the bit. But that's going to do us for the night. We have to go milk, but I'm running out of battery. But absolutely love, love, love how this is turning out. It's so pretty. I think it's going to look fantastic. See you guys in the morning. So I want to say good morning, but it's actually good afternoon. It is 1 o'clock. And I just now get started on the actual project. The boys are here, so they came hungry. I needed to feed them. I didn't have what they liked. Told them they weren't hungry enough. But I had to go into town, so did Home Depot, Walmart. I feel like there was another one. Oh, post office. And then now I'm back. I've fed everybody, and I really just want to take a nap. But we're doing another errand this afternoon, and I'm gonna let you guys in. There's a new special critter that we're bringing onto the property, so stick around, you get to see what that is. But our main focus is to get the joists on the shipping container and work with the plastic to try to get the waterproofing done. There is rain expected in this week, later this week, And this is our project for this week, is getting that deck up. So I'm not sure if I ever showed the inside of the outhouse when I finished it. So basically it's not completely finished, but who cares? It's good enough. This is what we've been doing on, but I thought I'd just give you guys a sneak peek. If those were white, you'd be walking on clouds, Kira.
Okay, so just so you know, for that reckon in words and your knowledge, I like burnt marshmallows. So,
do they feel like you're walking on clouds?
It really does. I feel amazing.
That's hysterical.
And the cool part is I can run in them without them coming off.
Let me see you do it. She's never gonna grow up. It's hilarious. Hi, little Miss Ayla. You no longer have a white face. I bet you're all sticky. Hi guys. You enjoying your little tub of mineral tub? Little messy faces. Hi, Miss Kay. Hi, Curtis. So these guys are going to end up getting moved. I have 2 sheep that are going to a friend's house. One is the one I'm keeping, but we're going to use her ram to breed. And then everybody else goes to freezer camp. But the weather's getting nice, so as we get the freezer adjusted and space in it available, we'll be able to process and put them in. So Kira got the rest of the 2x8s burned. They just look so pretty, man. I just love it. And I did buy the tape, the joist tape, and I'm gonna tell you, order that stuff online, because I thought I did and I didn't. I went and looked and it was in my cart, but I didn't push send. And so I had to buy it at Home Depot, and it was quite a bit more expensive. It was like double the amount than what I could have gotten on Amazon. But since we need to get this done today, we're getting at it. I do think that there's a possibility I have too many 2x8s, which would definitely work in my favor, because we could then start, maybe raise the deck at the back door. Would be nice. So Kira got these all burned. We got them up on the shipping container, and tomorrow we'll get started on attaching these. And I really haven't actually figured out how to do that, and if what I think I'm going to do is going to work. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Eventually I'll need more wood. That was exhausting. My hands hurt. I'm covered in soot. We're gonna take a break, and then we'll get back to something. Who knows what? What? You got a ball? Did you bring your work gloves?
No.
Dang. Well, guys, I want you to meet Ginger and Phoebe. Look at those butts. Hey, ladies. So Ginger's the redhead and Phoebe is the black one. Wait till she turns around and you get to see how pretty her face is. I lost Kira. We'll talk to her a little bit later. These are Kira's project pigs, I guess. She loves pigs. She loves the Koonie Coons. And this, these girls came available. There's also a male that we're picking up tomorrow. And I'd been really debating on pigs. So now we have pigs. And I think I have a mustache.
I remember Ginger's.
And Phoebe.
Phoebe.
Let's see your pretty face. Oh, look at your pretty face. Hi, girlies. You good now? They're ignoring us. We gave them grain. I just spread it all in there so that it gives them something to do. They're so cute. Phoebe's our little movie star. She's so pretty. Her little face. Ooh, these are nettles. Kira, don't fall in those. Okay, so these guys are young. They're a little over a year old. I think she said 14 months old. You know, I guess we're just gonna have to sit down and do a chat about why Kune Coon pigs. Because you look at those and you're like, you're not gonna get much food off of them, meat off of them, and you don't get a huge amount. But you can raise an entire litter pretty easily. They do take quite a while to grow out. Like I said, these are 14 months old. Once you see the male, we get him, he's about 300 pounds. He's a big boy, but that's topped out. Like, he won't get any bigger than that. And I've had the pork from a IPP Kune Coon cross, and it was really good. But for a homesteading pig that you don't want to have a 700-pound pig, these smaller breeds work great. And they give you a lot of lard, and they give you bacon and sausage, enough for, you know, a small family on a homestead. And they happen to be Kira's kind of favorite. These girls are really pretty. Okay, how big do the girls usually get, Kira? Are they small?
They are small. With the proper feeding and diet, they should come up right about to my knee.
Yeah, that's how big yours were. I mean, some of them are bred smaller, you know, and because they breed them for pets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess this would be a great pet size if you were just going to have pets.
Yeah.
Their litter sizes are about what?
Their litter sizes are about 6 to 8 normally, 10 at most. But if you get a female who is like wicked strongly healthy, she'll have up to like 16 to 18 babies in one batch.
That's way too many. I don't want to be bottle feeding.
Yeah. So for that, you'd have to take some of them away because the mom does not have 18
teats.
Yeah.
So that would make it really difficult.
Yeah, that's what that was.
What?
The other metal thingy that goes to the top part of this.
Is inside there?
Yep, right by her back leg.
Oops. Oh, yep, there it is. I see it. There's one by your foot. And you don't remember what butcher weight. We were guessing these weighed 120-ish pounds. You carried them, Kira. What do you think?
She's roughly a size lighter than a 50-pound bag, or at 50-pound bag. She's like...
You don't think they're 80 pounds? Even? Our grain bags are 80 pounds.
Oh, then she's just about that. But the black Phoebe is totally less than that. Ginger is a little less, probably roughly 60. I had to guess.
You know what we need to get is that weight tape. Don't they have a weight tape for pigs?
I don't know. I've never done that.
Ooh, you girls fighting. Keep sniffing around. There's grain all over the place. Okay, they have grain and some water, and they're going to settle in, and we're going to go sit down and stare at the deck space and discuss what we're going to do on that. Okay, so I have to mention that there's not a peep. Everybody's being quiet. They're staring. And they're staring. And they're getting in the farthest corner. Pedro's like, I don't know what's going on. The farm animals crack me up. But like nothing is making a noise. Even the baby ducks are super quiet right now. It's funny. Something new came on. It's scary. Pigs are scary.